everyone, and welcome to Expressive Designs, where you can learn how to take your ideas and bring them to life. Today I have another Canva tutorial, and I would like to show you how you can create inspirational cards. Inspirational cards can be a great gesture that you can give out to loved ones, to friends, or just to random people, just to uplift them and just to let them know how much you appreciate them and you're thinking about them. So what we are going to do, we are going to start off with create a design. If you are looking at your Canva homepage, click on this button, and now we have access to the different icons that is presented. We can type in thank you cards, and we can choose which size we would like to work with as far as a thank you card. Or we can even do like a thank you note card. It's up to you as far as what you would like to do. Alright, so if I wanted to choose one, I think I am going to go with let's look at this particular one. This one's like a thank you note. Alright, so as this template comes up, we can now look at designing it from scratch. So the first thing I want to do, I want to go ahead on and type my message. My inspirational card is going to basically have scriptures on it. So if you want to use a different type of inspirational message, by all means go for it. But this is what mine is going to look like as far as like the type of text and inspirational message that I'm going to be placing on my cards. So I am going to go to text, and I'm going to click on subheading. Now remember, you have all of these other types of fonts, but I don't want my font looking a little too, too busy for my card that I'm designing, because that's not the vision I'm going with as far as the text style. So I'm going to click on add a subheading, and I am going to type what my inspirational scripture is going to be. I already have my stuff already laid out, written out, and so I know what I'm going to type ahead of time. And my Bible verses is going to be from the NIV version. So the first one is going to say, I have plans to give you hope and a future. And this one is coming from Jeremiah 29th chapter and the 11th verse. Alright, so this is my scripture that I am going to work with. I'm going to shrink this down to fit it on my page. All I did was I just clicked on it to where I saw my purple box, put my pointer or my mouse at the corner of the box and dragged it to resize it. And then if I want to make my text more narrow, just put my pointer right here on the center part of the side of the boxes, and I can drag it to make the text spread out wider or narrow it down. Alright, so now that I have that in place, I don't really know where I'm going to place this text. And let me put my close quotation mark and delete that extra space. Okay, so now I want to choose my font style. So remember, whenever I click on my element or my text that I am designing, it has its own personal toolbar that I can go to. I'm going to click on Canva Sans, and I am going to go with Canva Student Font. Now you have a lot of other fonts to choose from, so just take your time, look through what you like, and choose what you may like. You can click on them just to see how it will look on your template, and just keep clicking until you figure out what you like best and which style would fit your design that you're trying to create. Alright, now the next thing I am going to do, I want to add some elements to my template. So I like flowers, so I'm going to, of course, go to elements, and I am going to search flowers. You can search for whatever you want. If you want to do borders or, accents or designs, whatever you want to add, you can search for it and add it to your template. Okay. Now I have the option to use graphic photos or real photos. I think I usually use the graphic photos, but I think I want to play with the real photos and just see how that looks. And I'm going to show you something you could do with the real photos as well. Now, there's a couple of things I can do. I can click right here on this flower, and I can actually make this entire photo my background if I would like. So what if I did this, right click on it, I'm right clicking on this photo, and I am going to set as background image, and look at there, and then I can highlight or select my text, and I need to change the font color, so I'm going to come up here to the letter A, and I am going to change it to white. And I think I am going to make it bigger as well. So in order to do that, I would have to adjust the size of it. I can put my font here. Now right here, I just double clicked on the background image, which allows me to kind of move the image around and set it how I would like to set it. But I think I'm going to set it just like this. I think this looks so good. And look, I just made a little inspirational note or card that I could leave in somebody's mailbox, or, give out to somebody just randomly if I chose to. And also I want to minimize the spacing right here. So I am going to click back on the text, click on the double-sided arrow, and drag the line spacing to the left just to minimize it a little more. And look, I've just created one of my cards that I can use. Now I want to create another one, so I'm going to click on Add Page. And now I am going to keep using some real photos. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to show you all something. I am going to use this image. Where is it? I'm trying to find one with a background. Let's look at this particular image. Okay, so what if I want to use the actual flower in the image, but I do not want the background? I am going to make sure that my picture is selected, the purple borders around it, and I am going to click on Remove Background Remover. Now this works for photos. It doesn't really work with your with the graphics, the cartoon looking graphics. And now that I have done that, I want to crop actually. And I'm going to place this here. And then if I want to look at possibly a background color, I can now look at the options that they give me for my photos. Like I can choose any color that I feel like, would be a good fit. But I can also look at my photos and choose colors that will complement my picture as well. So I can create it that way as well. But with this particular one, I think I'm going to keep this white. I'm going to make this just a little bigger. And I am going to, let's use this text. I'm going to select this text from the first page by right clicking, copying it, and go down to my second page, click on it, right click and paste it. And I need to change that font color to black. There we go. Or better yet, let me look at what color I could change it to that would complement what is on the page. I'll use this color. Alright, so I have my scripture. And now I need to update my scripture. So I am going to type, let me see which one I want to use. Let me see, we'll say, in all things, God works for good. We can say 8:28. Okay, so now we have that. And I'm going to make this a little bigger. And I feel like I want to add something else to this. Let me see, I'm going to remove this background. And let's duplicate this one. There we go. So all I did to duplicate this picture, I just basically clicked right here on the little square with the plus sign to duplicate it. And here I have another scripture card that I've just created. And then I'll do one more for you with the graphics. So if we click over to graphics, still under elements, I might want to use this flower and add it to the background of my page. Center it. And I am going to make this a little more transparent. But first, let me bring my text. I'm going to go back to the previous page. Right click, copy, and right click and paste it. And I'm going to put this center, and I am going to make this transparent, the graphic that is in the background. So right here on its toolbar, next to flip, I'm going to click on transparency, and I'm going to drag it to where the text is showing a lot more boldly through. And here I'm going to change this font to black. So I selected the text. I'm going to the letter A on its toolbar, or I can actually choose a color. No, I'm going to go with black on this one. I want to see how that green would look. But I actually think the black, or maybe a little off black maybe. No, we'll just stick with my original black, and we're going to type another scripture. Let me see. God gives wisdom to all who ask. And we're going to say, let me see, this one will be James 1:5. 1 and 5. Okay, so as you can see, this is how easy it is to create little thank you notes or cards. Just, think about the message that you would like to send out, give out, and you can create a card or create it, bring it to life, and give it to somebody to bless them and make their day. But whenever you're ready to print your cards or your thank you notes, just go to share, the drop down menu, download, and then you could download it as a PNG or a PDF file, just depending on how you want to print it. You could print it on some nice little cardstock paper, cut them,